guys, welcome back to my channel, and in today's video I'm going to be doing a book review on It Ends With Us by Colleen Hoover. Okay, so I'm sure everyone has heard of this book if you are on TikTok, or if you're a person that just loves to read, or if you're like a teenager. Everybody's been talking about this book for a while now. It's like been like the biggest trend of a book that you could read, and I've wanted to read it for a long time, and then finally my best friend got it for me for my birthday, and I read it in a week and a half. To me, that's a very, very quick time to read a book because I'm a slow reader. Like, I like to take a long time and I like to enjoy my books. I'm not someone that likes to read a book in a day. So for me to finish a book in a week and a half is huge. I just realized there's a bottle on this dollhouse and a hair dryer brush. I'm sorry, I have kids come over a lot. Not random kids, like my cousins and stuff, and when they come over sometimes there's just random things everywhere, and okay. Anyways, if you want to know if this book is worth buying and reading, and if you would just like to get like a little background information without any spoilers, then you should definitely keep on watching. Don't worry, I never give any spoilers in my book reviews, because why would I? Anyways, let's get started. Okay, so this is the book. I absolutely love the aesthetic and just how it looks, so I'm firstly just gonna show you kind of, you know, the cover. So this is the cover right here. It says "It Ends With Us" in these like big and bold pink letters, and then over here you'll see, I think these are lilies, which all of this will make sense by the end of the book. I had no idea why this book was called It Ends With Us throughout the entire reading process. I had no idea why it was called what it was called until like the very last page. Like, it just all clicked and it all made sense, along with also this like crushed lilies on the front as well. Like, it'll just all make sense in the end. It says Colleen Hoover right here, and then this is the back. Here you have a short summary and like about the author. I will read this later. And then also on the side it says "It Ends With Us" and then the author, and on the back, as you can see, more crushed lilies, and at the top it says, "Sometimes the one who loves you is the one who hurts you the most." So if you kind of want to know what this book is about, it basically follows this young girl named Lily. She is also the person that narrates this story, so it's all in her point of view. She is in her early 20s, and she is going through a time in her life with two love interests. The first one is a guy named Ryle. He is a neurosurgeon, very handsome, and she falls in love with him. But then she also comes in contact with her first love from her past, and his name is Atlas, and basically he him coming back into her life kind of threatens her new relationship with the guy named Ryle. So it's kind of like a love triangle, but not really, because this book has a much deeper meaning, and I had no idea about it until I actually started reading. So I just want to put out a little disclaimer that this book is primarily focused on domestic violence, and if that's something that triggers you, if that's something you cannot simply read about, then you should probably keep that in mind when thinking if you want to read this book. But yes, this book does talk about some serious issues, and oh my god, it opened my eyes up even more to this kind of stuff, and I'm so grateful for that. So it is a romance book, but it's mostly based on a deeper meaning, and it's mostly a drama and kind of talks about some serious topics. So I'd say it's a very serious book with some romance, if you know what I mean. To give you a little bit more context, I'm gonna read the back of the book where there's this short summary. Lily hasn't always had it easy, but that's never stopped her from working hard to the life she wants. She's come a long way from the small town in Maine where she grew up. She graduated from college, moved to Boston, and started her own business. So when she feels a spark with a gorgeous neurosurgeon named Ryle Kincaid, everything in Lily's life suddenly seems almost too good to be true. Ryle is assertive, stubborn, maybe even a little arrogant. He's also sensitive, brilliant, and has a total soft spot for Lily. But Ryle's complete aversion to relationships is disturbing. As questions about her new relationship overwhelm her, so do thoughts of Atlas Corrigan, her first love, and a link to the past she left behind. He was her kindred spirit, her protector. When Atlas suddenly reappears, everything Lily has built with Ryle is threatened. With this bold and deeply personal novel, Colleen Hoover delivers a heart-wrenching story that breaks exciting new ground for her as a writer. It Ends With Us is an unforgettable tale of love that comes at the ultimate price. So this story is sadly inspired by something that has actually happened in the author's life, actually her parents. So that was actually really shocking to read in the little author's note at the back of the book, but she talks about how this was actually inspired by her parents and what she had to go through as a child. Who would like this book? I personally recommend this book to at least 13 years of age. I would actually say 14 or 15, but since I grew up in a very open childhood where I read and watched a lot of movies, I usually recommend this more for like 14 years and up because it does contain a lot of heavy topics and also some scenes, love scenes, and that's not something I think a 13-year-old should read, but that's just my opinion. If you're someone like me who loves to read about heartbreak and learn something from a book, like I love when I learn something when I'm reading or watching something, and if you just like drama and love, then I recommend it because that's what I love too. Where to buy the book? So I got this book, like I said, for my birthday from my best friend, so I have no idea where she got it, but I've seen this book literally everywhere. You can literally buy it anywhere. I will leave links, but you can buy it on Amazon, Indigo, Walmart, I'm guessing, I don't know, but I will leave a bunch of links down below, and if you want, just click on one of them and you can buy it wherever I link it to. And lastly, what is my rating and do I recommend this book? My personal rating about this book is a 9 out of 10, which is a high score. So I definitely recommend this book because I loved the characters. I loved the character development for most of them, and I just loved the story. I learned so much from this book, like personally, like it just opened my eyes to very serious things that go on in a lot of people's lives, and I was left speechless after reading this book. I absolutely adored everything about the characters and learning, and just mind-blowing. And like I said in the beginning of this video, at the end of the book, everything will start to make sense. Like the title and the small little details will be put into place and all of it will make sense. And that's something I really liked about how the author chose to write this book. But I will say, sometimes in some particular scenes, I didn't like the writing, but that's just like one or two, where like sometimes I found the things the characters say are like cringy, or that's just unrealistic, or that's not something they'd say in this particular situation. But that's only in like one or two scenes. Other than that, the writing was great, but sometimes that's probably the reason why I would give this a 9 out of 10 and not a 10 out of 10. And also, one little thing is I wish the story also took place a little bit more outside of the relationships. I wish it showed a little bit of different points of views and more background information on the characters. Just a little bit of that, and that would have made it 10 out of 10 for me. But other than that, I love this book and I definitely recommend it for you guys. Please go read it. Again, I will leave links down below. Click on them. It's a book that everybody needs to read. Like this quote says, every person with a heartbeat should read this book. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and let me know down below if you have read this book and if you like it, but please don't give any spoilers for the others who haven't read it yet. And let me know down below what other book should I read by Colleen Hoover. I particularly really want to read Ugly Love, but yeah, let me know down below. Anyways, I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!